stop putting the limitations and start having more conversations.
Welcome to the Sweet Taboos podcast. This is your favorite mother-daughter duo, Ayan and Tiffany.
We are bringing the sweetness to taboo topics. Stay tuned.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Sweet Taboos podcast. Thank you for stopping by today. We appreciate your love and support. Before we get into it, make sure to like, share, and comment. Today's topic is on aging. It's going to get deep today, and we have a very special guest, Miss Stacy Thomas. She is an author, a divorce recovery and life coach. She's an educator across many industries. She has a deep commitment to helping people grow, heal, and step into their full potential. That's a lot of what we do here at Sweet Taboo. So thank you for coming on today, Miss Stacy, to bless us with your presence. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy 2026.
Happy New
Thank you for
Year.
the warm
Happy 2026.
introduction and all of those things. It's good to be here again with you ladies.
Yes,
It's
and this
awesome to
time
actually
on the
have you.
podcast. Yes, last time we were in the radio show avenue. So now we're back in our sector, and thank you for joining us today. If you could give an introduction on yourself, whatever you want to share with the people before we get started.
I mean, in addition to what you said, I don't know how long I can say I'm fairly new to Tulsa. I've been here. I'm a native New Yorker, so I'm here from New York, but I live in Tulsa now, and I'm digging my roots here. I'm coming up on 1 year of living here, and Tulsa is just, in my opinion, it's a gold mine. So I'm grateful for all of the connections, all of the support. The support in the community here is like unmatched. Yeah, so
That's good.
educator, speaker, entrepreneur, mother, and just one who loves to see people walk into everything that God has for them.
Yes.
Like, I love to see people become the best version of themselves, and however I can help them get to that point, that is my life's work. So
Exactly. That's what we're doing to here. Let me share this with everyone because I drink a lot of tea. I have my tea today, and I just wanted to share this. I don't know if you guys know that some tea bags have like this little message on the part you hold, but it said, "What belongs to you shall come to you." So
Wow.
that's been marinating in my spirit, but I just wanted to remind you all, what belongs to you shall come to you.
We needed that as we
I
step into
received that.
2026.
Yes,
Ooh,
I'm
I
so
received
happy.
that.
Mm. I
Yeah.
love it. So, aging. Why did we choose aging? I know I'll say my piece. I chose aging because I have spent over a year working with the aging population, seniors. They're some of my favorite people. Let me tell you that. Some of my favorite people. And I'm 22 years old, and the way society makes me feel about aging is disrespectful. So that's why we got to get into it today.
Let's get into it then.
So I guess one of my first questions is, what does it feel like to age, or what does aging feel like? Because we're going to get deeper into why society even has a negative narrative about aging when it's truly a blessing.
It is. It is. I would say, as for myself, when I was in my 20s, I don't think I even thought as far as being in my parents' shoes. I knew someday it would come up, but I didn't think it was going to come up that quickly. I'm in my early 40s, headed towards my mid 40s, and it has truly been a shift. But we have so many standards here, as I would say, as Americans, that aging is a bad thing. You know, the gray hair starts to come up. I know I've been seeing more of those, the gray hairs, and it brings fear. Like,
Mm.
because I remember a time when I looked at my grandparents, you know, they were up in age and they had a head full of gray hair. But I know as I was entering in my 20s, I started to noticing gray hairs appear then. And I think things have just changed. But as you mentioned, I think it's a true blessing to age, to be in that space because so many others have not been in that space before. But to arrive, for me, it's a good thing. What about you, Miss Stacy? How has aging been for you?
um, I mean, it's been great. I don't
Okay.
I
really
love it.
I don't take a lot of thought into I just started taking thought into the aging piece because I am in this stage of perimenopause,
Mhm.
which is very, very, very ghetto.
Yes. I heard about it.
Very ghetto. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. It
No,
is, it
I
is,
need
Do
to hear
it.
that too.
and so and as we was talking like right before we started, just so I turned 50 this year. I turned
Mhm.
50 in July.
You look amazing.
Um, I don't whatever 50 is supposed to feel like. I mean, and me and my friends, we talk about like, girl, we can't be out late like we used to. Like we went to our college reunion last year,
Mhm.
and by the time it was over, we were like, I need a gurney, I need an IV drip, I need a masseuse, cause
Woo! The
it ain't what it used to
masseuse.
be,
It is not.
But there is a beauty that comes with aging, and me and my friends, like we're embracing it.
Mhm.
I also, and this is not, I'm not patting myself on the back, but this is what I've been told. I don't look my age. I
Mhm.
don't, I have the maturity of my age, but whatever 50, I feel like 50 now in 2026 looks different from what 50 looked like in like 1986, in
Right.
1976,
Mhm.
and going back then, like life just everyone looked just really hard and just really like, and it's different now. So I am embracing this stage that I'm in. My daughters are 24 and 20. So when I was 25 and I think I had my second one at 30, I couldn't even think about what life would look like when they became teenagers. Like they're little, I'm doing their hair and they're going to kindergarten, and now like we take a trip to Jamaica together and somebody thinks I'm the sister. Like, so
Mhm.
I'm cherishing
Yeah,
this
beautiful.
age because I know at some point life is not going to always be like this.
Right.
And I'm not
Mhm.
dwelling on that.
Mhm.
I'm enjoying where I am now. So and I tell people, I'm like 50 it got to be the new 25 cuz
I think so. I think
baby,
so. I
it's
think
yeah,
so.
there is a lot to look forward to. Don't let and if
Yes.
somebody
I'm
tell
so
you
ready.
otherwise, I question, but and
I'm
I've been
ready.
through some stuff, but I would tell you there's nothing to be
Ashamed of.
ashamed and overly concerned and scared about
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you turn 50. It's beautiful here. There's wisdom, there's life you've lived, and there's more life to live.
Right. That's
So
like your real prime, your golden years. And I look forward to that. And you brought up one of the questions I was going to ask, how do you embrace aging? And aging looks different for everyone, but how do you, Stacy, embrace aging?
um I embrace aging by doing living life without regrets.
Mm.
My mother had her first job at 50.
Huh?
Her first, my mother's first job
Oh,
was at
wow.
50
Wow.
Wow.
first, and she only worked for about I mm, I don't even think she worked 5 years before she had an injury. She was a home
Mm,
attendant. But there was
Mm,
just a lot of things with my mom, the way that she grew up. And, when we're young, and adults and parents, we don't give children enough credit for seeing things that we think that they don't see. So there's a
mm,
lot of things that I saw with my mom, and I'm like,
mm,
okay, when I get older, no shade to her, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to live like that. I'm going to, make these choices. And now at 50, I am doing only what she may have dreamt of.
mm,
mm,
And so I am living 50 not for her, but looking at the lessons from her life.
mm.
I want to die empty. I
You
Hey,
want
said
to die
die
empty.
empty.
I want to die
Hold
empty.
on,
oh,
hold
come on
on,
through.
hold on, 'cause hold on.
That that was heavy. That was
Mm,
truly heavy
I want to die empty. My
with
my
no
mm,
regret.
mom lived her life for her
mhm,
children. And
Mm,
mhm,
while that's admirable because we
yeah,
only have one life,
mhm,
we can leave this earth with all of our gifts, our talents, our wisdom, like all of the things that will not only give us a fulfilling life, but to help others. She didn't get a chance to do that.
mm,
So that's how I am embracing 50. Like, and I've done a lot, but there's a lot that I have not done.
mhm,
mhm,
And I know that, and I'm not trying to be morbid, but I may very well have more time behind me than I do ahead of me.
mhm.
So this is not the time to slow down and shrink back while I have my
No,
vitality,
no.
I
yes.
have my faculties, I have all of the things.
Mhm, mhm.
Who says
Yes.
that you have to stop living and
Yeah.
you're washed up and you don't deserve love and I ain't having no more babies.
Yes. Right.
But all of the other like the other things, who says that you're too old for that or that
To
time
do
has
your
passed?
thing.
Mhm.
Period.
Period. So that's how I'm embracing 50. I'm embracing 50 and this older time in reflecting and being intentional
Mm,
about
Every
every moment that I have
mhm,
left
mhm,
and doing everything that I desire to do so that I can leave a legacy so that when I do pass on, my name, my legacy, my business, my authorship, whatever the 501(c)(3)s like like whatever, that my name will last, be more impactful or just
mhm.
as impactful in my death as it is in my life, but
mm,
enjoying it now. So that's how I'm embracing it.
That was so deep. I want to die empty. We gotta
Empty.
unpack that for a little bit before Miss Tiffany answers the question.
Hmm.
I want to die empty. Someone told me this past weekend that 2025 was a year of shedding.
mhm. A lot of
And
shedding.
I was like, why would you say that to me when this is like my goal right now? Is that what you meant by dying empty? I mean, shedding all the things throughout the life. So when it is time to move on to the next phase, you don't die just carrying stuff that you could have let go a long time ago.
Well, that too.
Okay. Yeah. What did you mean?
Um, I didn't come from that angle. I mean, the whole shedding thing. So it was said, I think, with the Chinese New Year,
Mm. Okay.
2025 was the year of the snake. That's what
Oh,
I
okay.
heard. So
Uh-huh.
that's why it was said 2025 was the year of
Of sh
shedding because
Okay.
snakes shed.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
why. But it doesn't have to end at
Mm.
2025.
Right. Okay.
I did
I
do a
see.
lot of shedding. I mean,
Mm.
I picked up my entire life and
Mm,
moved to
Mm.
a whole nother state and I left some things behind. But when I said dying empty, I mean the things that God has put inside of me to do
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be
Oh, I see.
impactful for
Mm-hmm.
other people.
Mm.
That's what I meant by dying empty.
Okay.
Like I don't. So coming from a point of I don't want to do this because I'm concerned about what people may think, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
fearful about stepping out into so on and so forth.
Into answering the
No,
call.
right.
Okay.
Or taking it to my grave because of fear. No,
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
absolutely
Mm-hmm.
not. Yeah,
Oh
so that's
yeah.
that's what I meant.
Okay. I got you now. And
Mm,
another piece on that.
Hmm.
Another piece on that. And I don't this is like in the air conspiracy theory, but I'm not coming back in. If you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. But
mm,
I love how you just explained what dying empty actually meant. That means
Hmm.
fulfilling the will of God for your life. You cannot fulfill the will for someone else's life.
Correct.
Oh, I had a thought the other day. I was like, we are literally here on purpose for a purpose. You can
Hmm.
say that, but it's just so deep. It's just so deep.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
So
is.
I
It is.
I gotta marinate on that
And
because
there are people
there's
that
something
die.
there.
I'm sorry, there are people that die, go to their grave without even knowing
Knowing.
what their purpose is.
Mm.
Therefore, they
Ah,
don't fulfill it.
mm.
And that's what I'm not trying to do.
Right, right. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We're living
Yes.
in a different day and time, as you mentioned earlier, that in the 1970s, what 50 was back then, it is not now. And as you mentioned, so many people are in the world now, they're lost because they don't know purpose. They don't even know how to find it or pretty much access it. And as you
It's in
mentioned,
us though.
it is in us. But most time you have to really try to access it or dig
Yeah.
for it. You have to want it. You have
Mhm.
to want it. And then you have to pursue it at that. And a lot
Yes.
of people,
That's where
they
the test
have
comes.
a hard time doing that.
Hmm.
And even myself, because I've gone through that same thing, having a wanting to do what my parents wanted me to do. Also what they thought I should do, what society thought I should do. And you get to a certain place in life to where you just feel like I'm not fulfilled. Am
Yeah.
I walking in the path that I should be?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes, our upbringing, it detours us actually being on our purpose. But I love that you have stepped wholly into your purpose of writing and living your best life, what you define that is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm.
Because dying empty, that was a heavy one.
That's
But
really
like you said,
heavy. I
It's
it
love
is.
I,
it.
I I live by it. No, I live by it. I've
Mm.
seen a lot. I've seen a lot, and my mother's life really really impacted me, and I didn't know that it would until I got older, and I'm grateful to God for, because sometimes we can be a product of our environment, our parents, and things like that. When I went to college, I was pre-law. I was
Mm,
going to be an attorney, and my
Mm.
family was so proud. And the second semester of my sophomore year, I was like, I hate this.
Mm.
I don't want to do this anymore. And I ended up going into fashion design, and my family was pissed. Like,
mm,
Mm.
what do you mean fashion design? Like, when have we seen you draw? What kind of money you gonna make? And they was upset, they wasn't paying for my college, so they really couldn't, because I have friends that their parents, because they was paying, they was like, yeah, you're not finna do X, Y, and Z. So they couldn't do anything about it, but they really tried to deter me and made me feel bad about it. And I was like, no, like this, I have found my thing. And getting my fashion design degree took me around the world, like literally took me to Asia, took me just some different jobs that I've had. Now I'm in this creative space where I'm still doing fashion, but now I'm doing beauty, and I was doing hair. Like, it just opened up all of these things because that's what I wanted to do. But that's really the voyage that God charted for me. And I
Right.
listened to that intuition, which was really him, rather than listening to what people wanted. Because in New York, it's like you go get a civil job, like a civic like a city civic job, like you work for the post office or you work for transit or you work for whoever, and you work for 35 years and then you get your pension, and there's a lot of people that's sitting pretty with those pensions, and and they've done that, and there's a place for that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not for everyone. Just like
Right.
college isn't for everyone. Like, it's about finding your sweet spot.
Yes. Ooh, find your
Sweet spot.
Find
Mm.
your sweet
Mm.
spot. And even if you find it at
I'm trying to
50,
find it right now.
even if you find it at 40, like, there was something about like Oprah Winfrey and like all of these people, Vera Wang. I don't think she started her business until she was in her mid-40s. Like,
Mm.
there's all of these people that you see now that are multimillionaires, and they didn't get like Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Colonel. He
Mm.
didn't do his chicken until he was like in his 50s.
Wow.
And now look
No.
at the legacy. So the idea of society is you got to get married, you got to do this, you got to have all of this stuff in your 20s. And if I'm not married by 25, having my first baby at 26, a CEO and a millionaire by 28, it's like by the time I'm 30, life is over. This
It's
is
not.
Right.
fool. No,
Right.
no.
Mm. Mm. I like that. I like that.
I'm off my soapbox.
Mm-mm,
No,
mm-mm.
no, we needed that because
Get us
the day and
together.
time we live in, there are expectations that's already set in place.
Yes.
What our parents want for us, what society want for us, where, like I said, most people don't even know how to access that version of themselves. And like I said, you mentioned that your family they was proud of you because you were choosing something that they felt that was going to be lucrative for you, but you chose to follow your heart's desire. And most people are scared to step out and
Hmm.
follow their heart's desire. And
That
as you
goes right
mentioned,
back to the dying empty.
Yeah.
yeah, and so you decided that at such a young age, and it has truly paid off for you.
Mm.
And there's so many people who I graduated with that whatever degree based on what their family wanted,
Mm.
and they never used it a day in their life after they, like, I can say that I got my money's worth, and I'm still getting my money's worth,
As you should.
from my degree, from what I
As you should.
actually went to college for and wanted to do at that time. Um, it worked for me. So, my family ended up understanding. Um, they understood it after the fact, but I was like, no, I'm not doing something that I don't want to do. And I've always been
Right.
like that. So, and I'll keep
It's a
doing it.
good thing to be rebellious. And
Yeah,
that's our
there's
nature.
good trouble, good rebellion.
Right. Good rebellion, because
Yeah.
what if you had, silenced yourself, muted yourself, and continue to get through what was so draining? Like, we need to
Hmm.
stop doing that. Let's
Yeah.
stop ignoring the call. Let's pick up the phone, because I love that dying empty concept. I love
Yeah.
it. So, my next question is, how can we shift to more mindfully move into aging and accept it more mindfully? I say this because it's like this: as a woman, in your youth, you're the most desirable based off what society says. And then as you move into this more liberated phase of your life, you start to care less about what people say, right? So maybe after you get to that point, the shift, how do we more mindfully embrace aging? And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but maybe I'm looking for something more, because it still comes back to, I guess, being solid in yourself. And as a younger woman, w- I'm not there yet. And you got society and, social media over here infiltrating the brain, saying that, well, if you're not revealing this, if you're not revealing that, if you're not doing this, you're irrelevant. But in the same coin, you're going to be called a whore for, doing such and such. So it's just kind of confusing. But I asked this question so I can get the gems that I need to prepare for what is coming next.
I mean, Tiffany said something earlier about, how a lot of people have not self-actualized their purpose and they
Mm.
don't know. And it's because in this social media age, there's so much noise. So
Yes.
you have our ancestors, those who came before us, that were not, and again, no shade, no indictment, but they didn't have the boldness to talk to us
Mm.
about certain things, which is why I'm going through perimenopause now and can't nobody
Mm.
tell me nothing because don't
Right.
nobody talk about it. All you talk about is
Right.
hot flashes. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I got frozen shoulder and my hands are cramping up. And there's over 30 symptoms
Symptoms.
for
Yes.
Really?
perimenopause. And
Mhm.
the only thing we've been talking about forever
It's
is
hot
hot
flashes.
flashes.
That's
And
not
that's
R-
what.
it. And
Wow.
nobody is saying anything because, oh, when you have your cycle, nobody is supposed to know. Like
Mhm.
all of this quiet
Mhm.
stuff. So
Mm.
we
I
go
like that.
from not knowing anything to
Mm.
now social media doing the most, but giving us all information that is wrong.
Mhm.
So now those of us, and I said this before we started, I believe that my generation is the first generation that are disrupting social norms.
Mhm.
So we're
Mm.
having conversations. We're
Hey.
talking about things that are taboo. Even you
Mhm.
in your young, you're both of you, because I'm older than both of you, your young age, like having the gumption to have conversation, like having a podcast and having a radio show that's just not talking about fluff and what is the going topic that's going to drive
Right. What's the
numbers. No,
trend?
let's
No.
what's the trend? Let's talk about stuff that's going to be impactful. We are in
Right.
a
Come
generation
on.
and a season now where we're disruptors and
Come
we're
on.
actually talking about things so that those that are coming behind
Mhm.
us and
Mhm.
those who you are walking with,
Mhm.
you can have something of substance to
Right.
talk about. So I think for us, for
Mhm.
me, my age, my wherever, it is important for us to be in our place that we are fully secured, 10 toes down, and knowing who we are, not being afraid to talk about our issues and our mishaps and our
Yeah.
mistakes,
What needs to be
so
talked
that
about.
you don't have, if you choose to, then sometimes everybody has their own path they have to journey.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, you don't have to do X, Y, and Z. I'm telling you to look out for this, that, and the third. I'm telling you to guard your ears and your eye gates because social media can be raggedy and don't be paying attention to
Yes.
this. And even though they say that this is the way to be, yeah, you can be
Mhm.
sexy and be fully clothed and you can be,
Mhm.
desirable and not be looking like you out here loosey goosey. Like those are the
Mhm.
conversations that we need to have that we're
Mhm.
having now. And I
Mm.
think that's how we will change the trajectory
Yes.
of um
Mindfully aging.
mindfully aging. Like, no, you don't have to have it all together at 20. And I said this, I think, on your radio show, that when I talk to my children and I talk to young girls, I'm like, look, you don't have to rush to get married. And
You
I'm not
don't,
saying
you
that because I'm a
shouldn't.
50-year-old that's single and was divorced. I'm not saying that. But what I'm
Mhm.
saying is, and I heard a preacher say this, when you do not know who you are, when you get married, your husband that marriage is going to help shape who you are, which may not necessarily be who you planned on becoming. Now, that doesn't mean
Mhm.
that things don't mesh, but if you know
Right.
who you are, then you know what you're walking in with, and then you know the type of man and husband that you desire and stuff like that. Like, you should not be worrying about a man more than you worrying about how many stamps you have in your passport.
Mhm.
Go see the world. Go do something. Go take a
Mhm.
class.
Right.
get culture, like,
Learn
and
yourself.
wait, you don't have to be 20 something years old to have a baby. Like, things happen, yeah, but the
Mhm.
standards that society put on.
Right, right.
And
That,
then you
"Oh,
have
your
people,
clock is ticking. Your clock
right,
is ticking."
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, like, no, you don't have to subscribe to that. You're
mm,
not washed up, and which is the reason why now you come into 50, you come into perimenopause. How much education was given to us, which we needed it,
mhm.
puberty
Yeah,
and the reproductive, this, and the fallopian tubes and the ovaries and your cycle, and
mhm.
then, okay, so then
That
what
was
happens
it.
after that? What happens
Right,
after the
right.
babies? What happens
Oh
after,
my gosh.
no conversation? It
Right.
wasn't until 1982, I think, that they started doing medical research
Not
on
research.
women about women.
Not research. We can
Yes,
research
research.
everything else, but we
Yeah.
can't research the things that we need to know. So we got to take a side note right
Hmm.
here because as a young woman, like I said, I'm 22, and yeah, we know about cycle, reproductive, all these other things, but there's older women around me, and I look forward to aging. That I'm ready to be unbothered for real, for real. I'm ready to be on my flight and see you later. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for my
Hmm.
golden years, the freedom. But the menopause, I've heard that's a 15-year deal. So, and I'm in the beginning of womanhood, right? With the cycles and the birth, whatever. And then I just feel like there's no break for women. Why are we just what is going on? So you get to, the menopause age and then you're just struggling. I mean, struggling. Like, you're
Hmm.
miserable again. So, I don't mean to be negative or mundane or anything like that, but like, why? Why?
It's I blame Eve. No.
I look. I mean,
No, it's
yeah,
it, it's
yeah.
it's it's just how our bodies are anatomically
Program.
made and created. But if there was conversation around,
We could
like,
be more prepared.
you know that you need to take Motrin and ibuprofen when you have cramps.
Mhm,
There is birth control and other things to regulate your cycle when it is absolutely, like, horrendous. There are things for that season,
mhm,
but your body is going through this metamorphosis because women, our bodies were created to reproduce.
mm,
So everything has been done growing into adolescence, the breast tenderness, things growing, and, the hormones and all of that stuff to get you prepared for
mm.
childbearing and for having babies, for childbirth. And then you get to a certain part of life where that portion is over, but it throws your body all the way out of whack because you spent a whole half of your life in this stage, and now it's going away. And it from the brain
Oh,
fog. You have brain fog where you don't know. Like, there's been so many times I'm talking and then I'll say something and then I'm like,
yeah. What was I talking about?
and it don't come back. Like, it cut the corner, go down the street, never to be seen or heard from again. Hot flashes at night.
Mhm,
Joint pain. Like, your joints are aching. Certain things you can't eat anymore.
mm.
It's it it, but it's something where it's like, this is the year that we're in. And for somebody, for me, who I don't plan on having any more children, I'm just like, okay, we can wrap this up. Like, pack this all the way up and let me just be in menopause and going about my business because,
Yeah.
it's a lot, but it does. It's just something that you just have to embrace. Like, me and my friends embrace it. Like, we've lived to see this part of life.
Mm,
we
mhm.
we've we've lived
It's a
to
privilege.
it's a privilege to see your bodies go through the cycle of life, as painful and as irritating as it is. I can
Yes.
feel it. Like I was able to, there's some women that went through menopause in their 20s
Right.
and they
It's
can't have
different for
children.
everyone. Mhm.
You know, so there's a place to be grateful even
Mm,
in the midst of the frustration. And
mm,
that's just how I look at it. So it's not something that you necessarily have to um worry about now.
mhm,
But the great thing about this generation and this time is that you're hearing about it so
mhm.
you
Yeah.
know what to prepare for,
Yes.
rather than like something's wrong with me. Do I have cancer because this ache? You know, am I about to have a heart attack? You
Mhm,
know, what is with this anxiety that's happening out of nowhere? I'm crying. Everybody gets on my nerves and then I'm happy again. What is with the mood swings? And nobody knows what's happening because everyone's going through it silently, thinking they
mhm.
dying
Right.
Right.
Yep.
because nobody has
Mhm.
said anything. So you have the
Yes.
advantage where you can get all of this information and just put it in your back pocket
Mm-hmm.
until, you know, that time comes.
I'm grateful for that. Thank you for explaining all that because I'm, trying to wrap my head around what's coming.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Every
It's a
month I'm
lot.
like, why are you here again? I'm sorry.
As always.
No, you can go. You're
You
not
don't gotta
wanted.
stay here. You don't
You're
gotta
not
stay here.
needed.
No.
Go away.
I feel it. I feel it. And a lot of women are right there with you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, what's the most important lesson aging has taught you this far? You both can answer this. I mean, we can all answer it. Okay.
I'll yield the floor to Tiffany because I've been
Yeah.
bumping my gums.
No, aging, as you mentioned, has been truly a privilege. Um, because I think about when I was coming up, when I was actually born, my mother was in her 40s and her health started to decline, and she was not even really physically, mentally even available for us. And so at that point, to be in this space now, being available for my own personal family, I've just embraced it wholeheartedly because I think back, those were moments that I truly felt like I needed my mother, but she wasn't available. And to be here, for my own, it has been beautiful. Also, aging has taught me lots of wisdom. Life has taught me lots of lessons as well. And so I've just been grateful and embracing what life has taught. A lot of the older generations, they were all about, you know, what goes on in my household stays in my household. They were not about educating what life would actually be like. Like it was always like, hey, what we were taught, what we did, we're going to pass that same lineage down. And now we're in a day and time, as you mentioned, your generation are breaking cycles, curses, like speaking about them. And so to age, I think it has been it has been a beautiful journey because now I have young adults that I have some lessons that I can pass down to and let them know, hey, you know, everything is going to be okay because most of the time those are the things that we really need to hear. And as you
Mhm.
mentioned, chasing your dreams, following your heart.
Mhm.
So I would say, Miss Ayan, you got a good start because you have been in the midst of
Yeah.
different generations, not just your own. I don't think
Yeah.
you've truly embraced your
Yeah.
whole generation, but the older generation you have been around, they have given you so many gems and you flock to that. And
Mhm.
if you stand in the room with your peers, most definitely you will be speaking foreign language to them, even though you
Hmm.
speak in English.
Yeah, I'm kind of alienated from my generation for some reason. I honestly don't know. But with Sweet Taboos, like that's my personality. I want to talk about the real stuff. I'm not surface level and I can't fake an energy. I'm just
Mm,
authentic in that way. So when I am trying to deeply connect with my peers, it just doesn't work out. But I can do that on the other side of the spectrum with, the older generations. Like I don't know what it is. But for me, this far, is that what aging has taught me so far is that I don't need to internalize everything. And I did a lot of that um, as a younger person, internalizing things that I didn't need to internalize. So that's what I've learned this far. You don't have to internalize everything. And with us living in the information era, you don't need to internalize all this TikTok stuff and get your life together, get your marriage together, get your butt together. It's just too much. So I'm over it. Miss Stacy, what is the most important lesson aging has taught you?
That life isn't over until it's over.
Hey.
Mm. Oh,
Life isn't over
you
until it's
just dropping
over.
bars,
I
gems,
you know,
You
nuggets.
I don't
are.
know. I had my coffee today. No, you know, this Christmas was very, very impactful for me. You know, when I moved to Tulsa, I left everything behind, including my children.
Hmm.
And that
Sure did.
was the hardest thing I had to do because up until 2024, I was everything, you know, everything fell in my lap. Everything was on my shoulders. But I knew once my youngest graduated from high school that I wanted to move. I didn't know it was going to happen this quickly. I didn't know it was going to be so swiftly. And I knew they wasn't going
Mhm,
to come with me. But when the
mhm,
reality set in, it
mhm,
it scared me because I'm like, these are girls that I carried in my belly. And now we're at this age where
Mm.
everyone is on their own.
mhm.
And I knew
Yeah,
that the time will come, but that's a whole nother thing when you
yeah.
get older, that this is why it's important to have life for yourself,
Mhm,
because I would have been so messed up if I had centered myself around my children. I would not have known how to live life. Like, I'm living life now. Like, I had to go through all of these years where all of my time and all of my focus was on them. And when I came out here to Tulsa, it's just me. It's
Mm.
just me. So it's just me in this house, and I'm getting up. I don't have to drive anybody anywhere. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. And it was very, very scary. But it's like, okay, now it's time for you to live this time of your life.
mhm,
And when they came for Christmas, it was it was beautiful, but it was also sobering because I'm like, this is the part of life now that I'm in where my children are grown and they're going to be coming to visit, and then they're going to go and live their own life. And I had to live my own life. So what does life look like for me at 50? And it doesn't look like I'm just going to sit and do crossword puzzles and not go outside and
mhm,
watch like just be a hermit because, well, I'm 50 now and I've done my due diligence in raising them, so life is over. No, life isn't over
mhm. Till
Beautiful.
it's
until it's
over.
over. So
Mm.
what do I do now with my life now that I have freedom again?
Freedom.
Freedom at
Yeah.
freedom at
Freedom.
No, I
50.
live. No, I live for that because I think about that conversation and that day coming up. I already have three that have
Mhm.
graduated, are adults, and now I have one left. And yes, it's a deep conversation, but it's also a
Mhm.
deep um mental game as well. I think about it so much.
Yeah.
Like, what is life going to be like for me when that day
And and
comes?
and I will tell you, it's gonna be what you make it. It's
Hmm.
gonna be tough in the beginning. So don't think that I'm like, I'm out here like, yeah, free. I the mental, the crying,
Mm.
the what
Is
am I
it
supposed to
grief?
do? The
Like you just
grief.
grieving. It's the
Yeah.
The
grieving. Okay.
grief. Yes, thank you. The grief, the grieving of what of who I was
I see.
as mommy. I'm always
Uh,
still gonna be mommy,
Mommy,
but
right?
mommy to that extent
Mummy.
where they need me. Now it's they still need me, but not need me. I
Right.
had to grieve that when they left, because I got them, they flew out of Texas and they left last Monday.
Mhm.
And I told myself, do not cry until you get in the car and
Mhm.
drive off. When I tell you, I lost it.
Mm.
I was standing at DFW unconsolable. To the point, me and my youngest was just talking about it this morning and we was laughing because I made her cry. I cried for the first 30 minutes driving back to Tulsa. My eyes were swollen when I got home. I had a headache. I'm like, girl, you doing
Overwhelmed. Take a
it
nap.
was so because I'm like, this is life now. Like these are not my babies anymore.
Mm.
Yes.
And I am in a different space. It was just it's so much. But it
Mhm.
Yeah.
does get better. It does get better, but it's going to be what you make it. So I make myself go out. I make myself be in spaces of community. I make myself do things that are fun, do things that I've never done before because this is the time to do it.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it'll be hard in the beginning because there's gonna be a lot of space and
Mm.
quietness that
Yes.
at one point be like, I cannot wait because y'all getting on my no offense, y'all getting on my nerves. And then when it comes, it's like, but
It's a
now
different type of noise.
I embrace the solitude and the quietness. So that's but I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live and my children are gonna watch me live.
Come on
Mm.
through.
My children are going to watch me live. When I signed for this house, my youngest was taking pictures and she watched me close on this house.
Ooh.
When she went out for her birthday, she flew to Atlanta, which see this is the other part, when you raise children and they got passports and stuff and now and I'm losing my mind like, Lord, I don't want to have to come and tear up Atlanta. Don't turn up missing. Like, don't turn up missing, don't wake up dead. Cause I'm tearing up Atlanta. Like I it's a 9-hour drive. Don't play with me.
Right.
And she said to me, she said, when I go to Atlanta, I think I'm gonna look for a house. And I was like, girl, what? You a sophomore in college. She was like, I'm gonna go look for a house. But that's because
You
she
inspired her. You inspired her.
and that's what I live for. And until the day that I die, that's what I'm gonna do. So that they know when they get this age, they saw what mommy did. And whatever's going on in the world, they know that they can because mommy did.
Mm.
So
My heart's so soft right now. We've had such a fabulous interview, and I got 2 more questions for you. What's one thing you wish people understood about aging?
I would say, yeah, give it time. I mean, I think we're so much in a rush, to
Yep.
know everything right now. Like
Instant
live right
gratification.
now,
That's our
you know.
issue.
And we don't think about the future. I mean, the generation now, they don't think about the future. They just, they're about living right now. Let me have my cake and eat it too right now.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I would say patience, give it time.
Give
I
it
mean,
time.
because you're not gonna gain wisdom overnight. I mean, life has its lessons to teach you, so
mhm.
you can
Mm.
actually have a experience and have a story. That's what life is there for, to help you gain your own personal story. Miss Stacy has spoken what her story has been. Like when she came out the womb, she didn't know what her life was going to be like, but she got to a certain place where she took over and she made decisions for herself, and now she's reaping the benefits, like
Mm.
the fruit of it,
Mhm.
because you have truly been a vessel on our show today about
Mhm.
aging and
Yes, we really needed this.
dying empty. I
We
know. I mean,
really
those
needed this.
gems. I
We
mean, it ain't over till it's
Definitely.
over, right?
Not over until it's over. Yeah.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. Do you have an answer for that, Miss Stacy? What's one thing you wish people understood about aging? You dropped so many gems today. I mean, we
I
gotta
appreciate that.
digest.
I appreciate it. Aging is beautiful.
It is.
It's there's a beauty to it. You know, we live in a society where it's like, you know, you see the people who were young once that were actors, and now you see them years later, and it's like, oh, they aged. They're supposed to. Like
Right.
we're
We're not
supposed to.
robots.
We're not robots. We're not like, come on, but because we put so much emphasis on outer beauty
And youth.
and youth, and it's like, but youth is it's
It's
really
limited.
what you it's limited. It's limited to a certain extent,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
because you
just a
can be a
phase.
youth at heart. Like there are people
Yes,
who are
right.
70, 80 years old
Yeah.
that can bench press
Yes,
more than somebody that's in their 20s.
Mhm.
right.
People that are 60 years old running marathons, jumping out of planes, like
Living their best life.
living their best life because they did not allow society in age. Age is really just a number. It's
Mhm.
Yeah.
just a number. It's what you do with it and how you live life that really matters. Um so aging is beautiful. Like I feel like at 50 I am the best version of me that I have ever been in my life.
Mm.
Ever.
That must feel good.
Ever been in my life.
Mhm.
Never would have thought it. Wasn't thinking about it when I was younger, you know, to your point. But right now, it's such a sweet place to be because I have the experience, I
Mhm.
have the wisdom,
Mhm.
I know what to do with it.
Mhm.
Um, it's really just it's the experience and the wisdom and knowing my purpose. Knowing
Mm.
my purpose, and it's a beautiful place to be. I don't know what 60 is going to look like. I don't know what 70 is going to look like. And I'm not worrying about it. Now that
No.
I'm
Right.
at this place of 50 is like, oh, well, I'm not even worrying about it. I'm worrying about
Doing
January
now.
the 3rd, 2026, and
Yes.
where I'm at and what I got going on this year and the trips I want to take and the things that I want to do and the stuff that's on my bucket list and worrying about the now. And I'm not concerned about, you know, people, because, you know, people still ask me, like, oh, you know, well, have you met anybody? No.
Come
Stop
on.
asking. I, I'm sorry.
I
No, I'm
love it.
living.
Authentic.
Yeah, we love
My
authentic.
life is not
Authentic.
turning apart. There are people that are 79 trying to be, listen, I'm not saying that if I'm 70 walking down the aisle, the devil is a lie. But I'm not like, oh, I'm 50 now and I've been divorced for
No.
this many years. Like, no. I am living. When it happens, it happens. My whole job is to pray, position, and prepare myself for it so I can be
Mm.
ready when he comes. Until then, sis is living. Because I've been
Right.
Right.
married before.
Hello?
So I already know that I ain't gonna
Hello?
be able to move. Like I can move. Me and my passport can be like,
We
come to the
mobile.
airport,
We
I'll be
mobile.
back.
We
Can't,
mobile.
you
Getting
know,
you
I'm not gonna be able
together.
to because things are
Right.
just different when you have a partner and all of that. So until then,
Mhm.
so you know, it's what you make it. I'm not, and how we can be inclusive is stop putting these boundaries and these because these
Boundaries.
boundaries come they create these walls.
Mhm.
Like you gotta
Mhm.
you gotta be 25 for this, you gotta be young and then
Right.
find this, you gotta be 30
Mm.
for this, and if you don't do this by 40 then, and if you don't have children by this age, and you know this that,
Mhm.
like stop.
I like that.
Mhm.
Stop putting the limitations and start having more conversations.
Come on
There we
through.
go. That's the takeaway. That's y'all takeaway. That's our takeaway. You got us together, Stacy. Thank
Yes,
you.
as per usual.
Thank
I
you. You're
appreciate y'all.
everything. Your
We
energy's
live for you and your
everything.
energy. Contagious.
You know, to God be the glory. Because
Right.
people be
Glory to
like,
God.
where you from? And I'm like, yeah, I
You don't
know.
hear it?
You don't see it? It's who I am authentically. I can be quite colorful.
Love it.
but I'm
So,
grateful.
as we close out, how can we support you and connect with you?
So my IG handle is I'm Stacy.T. On Facebook, I'm Stacy T. Coming this year, I am going to finally launch my initiative that is going to help women journeying through divorce. I have the
Mm,
name yet, but it's not protected, so I
yeah.
can't release it. But I am putting together a whole program to
Wow.
help women navigate through divorce and heartbreak.
Mhm.
And it's going to be like a curriculum
Mhm.
based situation. Going to have
Wow.
outside resources like attorneys and counselors, because there's only but so far I can go. I'm not a
Mhm.
licensed clinician, so
Mhm.
there is a level of counseling I can do because of like my masters and my credentials. But I'm not going to sit there and try to act like I can take the role of somebody who's a clinician, for somebody that needs, help with abuse and all of those things. So I'm working on putting that together so that I can help women to be able to bounce back from heartbreak and divorce and start their life afresh, and all of the
Mm.
things that I talked about on the radio
Radio.
show last year. I'm working to launch that this
Mm.
year. So stay tuned. I'm gonna stop talking about it and planning it and actually execute it in 2026. So
Yes, we got
Um,
lots to execute.
yes, plenty. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
thank you. Thank
We're
you.
very
Thank you. Thank you.
excited for
Thank
you
you.
and everything you have going. We really, really hope to see you in person soon. And for
Mhm.
Absolutely.
you guys still watching and listening, thank you so much for stopping by the Sweet Taboos podcast. Make sure to like, share, and comment on this. We've had a fabulous conversation with Miss Stacy. I mean, so many gems. Pick them up. So,
Yes.
anything
Pick 'em
else,
up.
Miss Tiffany?
No, we appreciate you taking time out your schedule, and we look
Yeah.
forward to your new beginning for 2026 and really diving into what you have in store.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank
Likewise,
you
and
all.
best of everything for you, for your podcast and the radio show and doing the work that is needed. There's not nearly enough voices that's
Mhm.
speaking truth and
Mhm.
not trash.
Mm.
Hey,
Get us
true.
together.
Come on,
Miss
true.
Stacy, you have a blessed 2026, and we will see you
You
later.
too. You too. Okay.
Right.
Bye. Till next time,
Time.
stay
Stay
sweet.
sweet.
Bye,
All right.
y'all.